guys, thank you for joining me with Arts Fair today. We are going to be doing another STEAM experiment. This time our project is called Making Water Walk or Making Colors Walk or a Walking Rainbow. So as you can see, I have 4 colors here that come in with food coloring, and I have them set up this way because when these colors mix, they will mix certain colors. So when I mix blue and red, it's going to make purple, and if I do red and yellow, it's going to be orange. So that is why I have them set up in this way. So you're going to need 4 bowls or cups of water. You can also do this experiment with just 2 colors if you want to just see how it works first, but to understand how the colors mix and stuff, you're going to want to try all 4. So I have them, I already placed 3 or 4 drops in each bowl. I also have paper towels. So I have 2 sheets of paper towels that we're going to use to experiment capillary action with, which is the whole purpose of this experiment. So I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm going to rip it in half, and then I'm going to fold that half in half again. So we want to make sure that there's enough surface area for the capillary action to be at work. So, and then we're just going to ensure that the thickness is good. So I just used a regular paper towel for this. Any of them should work because they all have the same working mechanisms. And then before I place it in the water, I'm going to measure it and make sure that it will only touch the bottom because this is a very long piece. So I just want a little piece to be sticking up. So I'm going to measure here, and this part is long. I'm just going to rip it off. All right, so then I'm going to do the same thing for the other half of that paper towel. I'm just going to fold it in half, and I'm going to measure and make sure I only have what I need, and then just rip it off. And it doesn't have to be exact at all. You just want to make sure there's not too much hanging in the water because that might affect your reaction and the absorbedness. So then I'm going to do it one more time for this last one. And rip. Okay. So now we have our 3 strips, and we're going to see how capillary action works with this. So capillary action is basically when water is pulled up through a small tubule or a small space, and it'll oppose the force of gravity actually because the water in this case is going to cling to the fibers of the paper towel, and it's going to climb up the paper towel, and you can see it moving. It's slowly climbing, and the longer it sits in there, the more it's going to climb up. So we're just going to set each paper towel in the water, and you can watch how the colors are climbing, and that means that when they reach the top of this, it's going to mix at the top. So this is why you can set your colors in any order you want in order if you're trying to experiment with what colors you want to mix. So I have each one setting this one. Because this one was a little bit shorter, it already is starting to mix at the top. The other ones are getting there. So capillary action is used in things like trees when the tree roots suck up water from the ground, and it will oppose the force of gravity because it's going up into the tree, and it'll disperse into the rest, like the leaves and all the branches, because the roots are able to draw up that water. And capillary action is also used when you are drinking from a straw. So when you suck up the water, it is going against gravity, and it's going up the small tubule into your mouth. And this one works because the water is clinging to the paper towel, and it's crawling up, and the force of the water doing that is stronger than that of gravity in this case. So now we have our walking rainbow. So this one mixed at the top to make purple. So we have our red on one side and our blue on the other, if I pull it out, we have a nice gradient here. That's going to continue to make purple if we leave it for a little bit longer. This one is going to make orange. It's still soaking up. And this one obviously made a yellow-green color because we have the two colors mixing right here. And the three primary colors we used for this is blue, red, and yellow. Green is not a primary color necessarily because it does not mix to form any other color, but it is also not, you can't make it from these. So that is why it's usually included. So there you have our walking rainbow. You learned a little bit more about capillary action and how it's used at work. This experiment is great if you're trying to learn about mixing colors, and it's really fun to watch how the water will crawl up each paper towel. This one turned a little more purple now, as you can see. And then this one is still climbing up. So the longer you let it sit, the more it's going to mix at the top. I can also make this into a circle like this and use my last paper towel to mix the green and blue. Yeah, the green and the blue. So then I can make a little circle with this. And as you can see, this is also climbing up the top pretty fast. So there I have my little walking rainbow in a circle. This experiment does not take too much time, but it is super fun to watch the reaction happen. So if you try this out, please hashtag us at LoveArtSphere Inc. or you can email us at info@artsphere.org. And we would love to see your projects. We would love to share them. And just thank you again for joining me, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.